Okay, so let's look around at something that might be interesting to kind of figure out how it ticks. Let's say this waterfall, for example. I mean, really, that is pretty sweet. Okay, again, right click on it, static mesh actor properties. Oh, finding content browser. Here's a waterfall, it's already made for you. That's kind of cheap, right? How do I make my own? Well, that comes a little bit later, but it's still, this is the process where I'm trying to show you, how to explore these things. Let's double click on it. What's making the water move? Well, let's go deeper down the water hole. Look at that, it's a texture on a material. The material is actually the one that's animated. Okay. Let's zoom out. And if you look around at this thing, it's got the texture. You can see this normal map is moving around. In fact, the normal map is way over here, but these are additives that allow you to kind of see different parts of it. And you can see this huge texture node is just by far the most baffling thing in the human existence. Okay? So just know that this place is probably the scariest place in the Unreal Editor. Okay? But, to be quite honest with you, all these are math nodes. There's texture coordinates, multiplies, they got consonants, and what these are just math added over and over again. And we can control these things by plugging new ones in or unplugging these. For instance, if I break this connection, I can just click and drag it over, click it back onto diffuse, and everything works again. So it's kind of like a circuit. We'll get into much simpler examples of this. This is a very complex one, but just know that, all this stuff you're able to learn. It's not, I'm going to leave you off at a certain point and you'll never understand any of this. You'll be able to go into here and kind of explore and make little tiny examples of this and try to figure out how that works. So what you're looking for is texture samples. Texture samples are the textures that you make on your hard drive and then import in. All the rest are math. You can see I got several texture samples. Okay. All right, so that's just a little way of kind of looking at things as far as, the interesting stuff in the engine. And these are the things that I'm going to be requiring you to kind of look at and explore and then talk about, especially in the first lesson. Amazing, how's that moving? Water is just amazing. And then every once in a while you come across these lights that are just pulsating. How in the world is that happening? This is just a static mesh made in Maya. And if you pull it out, it's actually just a simple plane. It's just ridiculous how low of polygon structure this is. It is all about material, and it's all about texture. Little pillar. This is just a column, and it's just got what? Cylindrical mapping on it, and that's it. So these things are very easy to produce. It's a little bit harder, but nothing that you can't do without practice. Or with practice. All right. So I just wanted to run you through a sample of, you know, looking for things that are interesting, just to make sure that you know what I'm looking at as far as interesting goes. All right? Because you'll need that for the actual lesson. All right, let's move on to the next video.